What's up, Mortgage Coach community? I am super pumped for this interview. I am interviewing Amanda Gilbert for the first time. What's up, Amanda?
What's up? Hey, Mr. Savage, super stoked to be here. I don't have a ton of mentors in this industry, but you're like top notch. So thank you so much for reaching out. And we've met once, and I'm really excited to be doing this kind of virtually with you right now.
Well, I am super pumped too. And I can't remember what you did when I spoke at Churchill, and you did some type of post. I can't remember what it was, but first of all, it was an honor. But I think you referred to me as like a cool old guy or something.
Yeah.
And my teenage kids thought that was hilarious. They were like,
well, I mean, as we'll like chat about, I'm sure, but my whole whatever, brand is just, hey, I'm just kind of myself. And you are a cool old guy. I mean, you're not like really old, but
it's all good. It's all good. Yeah, no, I appreciate it. So I have been following you because you're at Churchill. You've been killing it with both Mortgage Coach. You've obviously picked that up early in your career. Yeah. And then the way you're doing videos, the way you're doing social media, it's unique and it's awesome. So community, I'm interviewing her because she's going to have her first month where she's going to do, what is it, 10 or 11 loans this month?
Yeah, 10 loans, yep.
10 loans, and you'll have been in the business 2 years in this September, is that right?
This September. So yeah, this is my second summer and hit the 2-year mark this fall.
Awesome. So for all you new loan officers, I think Amanda is a great inspiration of someone who is just being themselves, authentic, working hard, and you're on your way to being one of the top 1% loan officers in the country. You just got to keep doing what you're doing.
Awesome. I'm trying. One of my mentors, it would be a dream to hang out with her as she's like kind of reached this Everest of her popularity, Brene Brown, but she talks about staying in your own lane. And I think everyone does this business so differently. I think that's one of the most fantastic parts of being in real estate is that you really just sell yourself and that you have permission to be yourself, because there's a lot of realtors, there's a lot of loan officers. And I think that's encouraging to have that freedom, but then you also have an endless amount of people to compare yourself to. And she also says that comparison is the thief of joy. And, you can bust your butt and have a killer month. You can bust your butt and have a crappy month. And I think you can compare yourself to people and let it be inspiring. But really at the end of the day, you just got to be confident in the way that you're spending your time, how you're promoting yourself, and just staying in your own lane. And I think at the end of the day, if you can just be proud of you doing what you feel is true to yourself, then I think hopefully that's what I'm telling myself, all this stuff is the way to have, kind of a lasting career.
Yeah, well, you're on your way. And as you know, 2 years ago, you were not in the mortgage business. Mm-hmm. Here we are 18 months or so into it, or 19, whatever it is, you're in the mortgage business. So let's start, because it's Mortgage Coach channel.
Yeah.
Why do you use Mortgage Coach and how do you use it? And then I want to make sure we get ideas on how you're creating videos.
Yeah, dude, I could not do my job. And I believe in myself a lot. If I'm going to bet on someone, I'll bet on myself. But I really believe I could not do this job without Mortgage Coach. It's something I wish I would have had, 5-6 years ago when my husband and I bought our first house. It does my job. It explains things better than I can, and I'm a visual learner. And whether you are buying your first home, and just the whole concept of buying a house seems so abstract until you really just put it thoughtfully and beautifully designed. And then also you've got your numbers. So whether you're a number cruncher or you need to be aesthetically pleased, you've got all, pieces of the puzzle there on a total cost analysis. And so presenting that to someone, again, no matter how they learn, is fantastic. So again, whether you're a first-time home buyer, I have someone who wants to start getting into real estate investing, and just keeping it simple, showing the difference between, hey, here's the minimum 15% down, but dude, if you really want a killer interest rate, here's putting 25% down, and just showing those two options. I try and not make it too overwhelming. I really like to keep, 2-3 options max. I always attach a video on there. I posted to the Mortgage Coach group that, an example analysis that I did. And dude, I spend the full 5 minutes, and I'm almost like embarrassed saying that. I spend the full 5 minutes that you can upload a video going over everything because I want them to show it to their mom. I want to show it to their spouse. I want them to show it to everyone. And I want no page left unturned. I want everyone to understand, here is what the column is. Here's the purchase price, everything down. Here are the 3 different things that go into the total cash to close. I want people to understand it so much that they're stoked about getting a freaking 6-figure loan. And it takes, I mean, that's terrifying. That's scary to think about. Oh my God, I'm going to be paying this $200,000 loan for the next 30 years. That's overwhelming. And so I think when you educate someone and really spend that face-to-face time with them, developing that relationship and building that trust, man, it just takes so much of the fear out of it. You're building your relationships, you're establishing trust, and we are built for connection, and we are built to have relationships with each other. Biologically, in our DNA, we want to connect on a human level. And so I force them to watch my face for 5 minutes. And I know if they don't, because that's one thing I love about Mortgage Coats. If it's like, Alan Jackson watched your, viewed your analysis for 2 minutes. I'm like, ooh, Alan Jackson did not watch my full video. And that's cool because you don't have to. But I just think it helps everyone get on the same page. And most of the time, I promise, people are like, dude, that was so awesome. Love the video. And I'm licensed in like 10 different states. So obviously I'm really trying to focus on my business in Nashville. But, I closed on a loan in South Dakota and I literally got a video. I got a video response for her, which is the freaking coolest if you get a video response from someone. She was like, I love you. You are so awesome. And it's just because of the relationship that we had built over the past, 40 days. So I'm just really gunning for that #1 spot in South Dakota.
I love #1 in South Dakota. Well, I love that. Well, I want to make sure what comes out in this, and we'll do a mortgage coach strategy in a minute.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that inspired me to do this is you shared that social survey post on social.
Yeah.
And then I think a few things that have, caught my attention is that you've integrated the total cost analysis into videos on Facebook. So you have a Facebook strategy, you have a video strategy, you have a mortgage coach strategy. Yeah. So why don't we, I don't know, 3 to 5 minutes, let's do a TCA, but let's share your Facebook video strategy. Like what's your intention? What's your vision? What are you trying to do there? And then let's draw that into Mortgage Coach.
Well, kind of the way that I'm marketing myself, in the industry, they talk about, hey, how are you, dripping on your database? How are you staying in touch with your database? And being, I guess I'm on the fence of being a millennial. Man, my database is Facebook and Instagram. And so I want to show people that, hey, I'm the same person that you went to high school with, and I'm a lot of fun, and I'm high energy, and I'm goofy like I've always been. But at the same time, you do have to maintain a sense of professionalism in this industry, because getting a loan is a very big deal, and it's a huge milestone. And so I think showing a TCA or even incorporating it to however I can push it out on social media to my database of realtors or to my database of friends and family and old coworkers, like, oh, she does know what she's talking about. Oh, this is super cool. Oh, I know Amanda. She is great. She's super fun. But then there's this aspect of the TCA that just adds a bit of professionalism while still being, colorful and kind of having and still being fun. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So my takeaway on that is Mortgage Coach is it's your business value proposition. It's how you show up professionally, so you can be your authentic self, fun, this human being. But guys, I'm serious, and I can run the numbers. Let me show you. And you can run the numbers in a way that's a competitive advantage. So I think that should be a takeaway for every millennial, for anyone that's new in the business. Mortgage Coach will absolutely fast track your success. It will not only be something that's valuable at the point of sale. How about from a confidence standpoint? Like, how has Mortgage Coach helped you just be more confident, so that when you do show up for people, you're giving them a better experience, but it starts from within, speak to that a little bit.
For sure. I mean, there is, I think when I first started in this business, I don't know if it was, who within this business or at Churchill said, you can think that you know everything in this business, but you will not. And someone who doesn't have a finance background, someone who doesn't have a mortgage background, other than buying a house 5 years ago, that's about as intimidating as it gets. Okay. But what Mortgage Coach has done, I present this to someone and it takes so much of the fear out of it for me because a lot of their questions are answered. So we can almost focus on the relationship aspect of it. And I'm not saying that people ask questions all the time that I don't know the answer to, but I think once you have been building that relationship and that trust is there, they know that I'm going to provide them with the information. And Mortgage Coach just lays it out in such an easy way to understand that it takes out so much of the uncertainty of questions that I haven't even thought of because everyone's situation is so unique. And so being able to present someone a TCA, hey, here are the numbers, here are the comparisons and beautiful charts and graphs, and you can nerd out on this. And I even say that, you can nerd out, you can hit more info all over the website. It can be as simple or as complex as you want it to be, and everyone is different. And some people are overwhelmed by 2 options, and some people it's not enough info and they've got to just dig in deep. And so I think the confidence for me is that it even helps me understand, because if someone asks me, hey Amanda, what's the difference between in the rate and the short-term versus the long-term savings of putting 15% down versus 25% down on investment property? Couldn't tell you, have no idea. Obviously not good at my job. However, I'm like, okay, give me 10 minutes, let me work on it. And then I can show this to you. I can explain this to you. It even helps me learn and understand, okay, this is about a % difference. Here's how the total cash to close is different. Here's how the difference over 5 years versus 15 years versus 30 years, whatever it is, from a short-term to a long-term savings standpoint to help you create more revenue for yourself. So it's like, again, I just love everything Mortgage Coach. I think that you're so encouraging and this platform is so exciting. The integration with Social Survey is so sick. I'm obsessed with it. And it gives me all the confidence in the world sending that out and having a bomb review there on the end. It's just like mic drop when I hit that send button.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, a couple things, guys. I'm going to put a link down below, like you're watching this in YouTube, or you might be watching this in Facebook. There'll be a link in comments below to one of Amanda's videos where I think it's a YouTube video, and she references Mortgage Coach within it. So you can kind of see how she shows up as her authentic self and where she integrates Mortgage Coach into her YouTube video. And everybody who watches this knows that I think video is super important. So Amanda, I always like to get scripts from people. And I know new loan officers that are, that want to close over 10 loans a month. They're going to want to, like, what's Amanda doing here? You know what it's like. Flashback a year ago, would you have loved to hear this interview of you saying, guys, this is what I'm doing? So why don't you show a TCA and give us a script of how you position it to the family.
Yeah.
And then let's just do a couple minutes of how you would walk a family through this so that all the loan officers, whether they're new, whether they're experienced, they know how you do it.
Cool. So is this the portion of the programming where I share my screen?
Boom.
Boom. Yes. Okay, cool.
And pretend I'm a consumer, and how do you set it up? Do you call the total cost analysis? What do you call it from a consumer's perspective? Okay, so can you see my screen? I can.
Confession, Dave had to show me how to share my screen, so before this. Okay, so this is, again, like I said, I typically try and do 2 or 3 options, but I had a video on here, so I kind of wanted to keep it congruent to the link that I shared on the Mortgage Coach productivity group. So I attach a video on there, and again, it's 5 minutes long, and I say, hey Stephen, it's Amanda Gilbert with Churchill Mortgage. Great to see you again, even though it's feeling a little bit one-sided at this point, kind of make like a little joke at the beginning. So this particular borrower we had already met. He was a walk-in to the office, and we hung out for a very long time, and super cool dude. And so he's relocating from Florida, and he's basically crushing it being self-employed. And so he said, minimum, or basically thinking 600 to 800,000. I'd like to see a 15 versus a 30. And again, talk about bringing some confidence to the table. That is a lot of information to try and present to anyone. That wide of a range, 2 different terms for each. For that range, I'm like, okay, well, where do I even begin? So again, with the video, I'd say, hey, Great to see you again. I really believe that being comfortable in your home begins with being comfortable in your mortgage. And so that starts with a great conversation like we had. And the next step is this, a total cost analysis where we compare loan options side by side. If you want more info at any point, you can click more info all over the website and get more info, okay? Otherwise, we're just gonna knock out the summary box really quick. So go ahead and focus on that for me.
So time out. I wanna make sure everybody got that.
Yeah.
Being comfortable in your home starts with being comfortable in your loan, and then using that as a launch pad to frame the TCA. So I wanna make sure everybody caught that. So keep it going. Cool.
So I say, okay, so the first loan here, so when we spoke, you said that you wanted anywhere between a $600,000 and a $800,000 purchase price, and you wanted to put 20% down. You also want to see a 15 and a 30. So what I did here, the first two, before it's overwhelming, I know a lot of colors and numbers and charts going on here. Before you're overwhelmed, if you check out the summary box, you'll see the first two columns based on a purchase price of $600,000. First column's a 30-year, second column's a 15-year. You still with me? Okay, cool. So the last two columns, purchase price of $800,000. First, the first $800,000 column is going to be a 30-year. The last one is a 15-year. So just separate those two in your mind. Don't get too overwhelmed. And just, so I'll say, okay, let's just knock out this first column right here. Purchase price of $600,000, a regular old vanilla run-of-the-mill conventional loan, putting 20% down so you don't have that mortgage insurance gunking up your monthly payment. The estimated interest rate based on today where we are would be about 4.5. APR is a little bit tricky to explain, so we can hop on a call and go over that a little bit later. Monthly payment, we got 4 things in that monthly payment. So we got your principal, which is your loan amount, interest rate as of today, your estimated homeowners insurance and estimated property taxes. So this is based on a purchase price in Williamson County where we are right now. And depending on, I always tend to overestimate because when I get loan estimates from other lenders when someone is shopping is, man, they lowball the heck out of all these numbers. They'll say, oh, you're buying a $600,000 home? I bet your homeowner's insurance will probably be about $30. And so the buyer's like, dude, this lender is giving me a way better monthly payment, way lower cash to close. I said, well, yeah, dude, it's because he's quoting you $30 a month homeowner's insurance for a $600,000 home. And that is 0% accurate. So I say, this is the worst case scenario. You might have a fireplace in every single room. You might have a creek running through your house. You might be on a lake. Your homeowners, and I always try and overestimate whether it's homeowners insurance, property taxes, or title fees. Because all of us at this point, when you're just running initial numbers, it's all unknowns until we go under contract, until I have so many pieces of the puzzle come together. I have title fees from the title company that your realtor wrote in to the contract. We're all just doing our best guess. And I would rather the numbers be a little bit high at the beginning, and then, man, we watch them shrink the closer we get to that finish line, because it goes back to being comfortable with your home, with your monthly payment, and just being stoked about the process. And you're not going to be stoked if I lowball you at the beginning and the numbers just go higher from this point forward.
So Amanda, so it's safe to say the way between what you put together, how you deliver it, they are well educated, well informed. How often are you adding a video to it?
100% of the time.
Okay, so guys, 100% of the time she's putting a video on it because she's connecting emotionally. Scroll down to the bottom. I want to see and I don't know how many times you've shown this to someone, but are you pre-framing and mentioning your reviews at all? If so, what are you saying?
I'm not. In every email signature whenever I send out an email, it says, 5-star lender, and it's kind of got a snippet of social survey. Whenever my love language is very much words of affirmation. So really, I live for these reviews. I live for people telling me, I love working with you. You're my favorite person. I need all of those things. Okay. So after we're done, I send out an email. Congratulations again on closing on your home. I'm so excited for you. It was an honor to be a part of this milestone. Quick favor. The world of real estate is highly referral based. If you could please write a few words talking about your experience working with me, it would do me a huge favor. It would help me out a ton. Also, any friends, family, realtors, my business is based on your word of mouth. So please, anyone that you can think of, I would love to work with them. It would be an honor to help them in the way that I've helped you. And so I kind of have send out that email asking them to do me a favor. And so it's rare. I mean, like if you look at my social surveys, I have a lot of really great surveys. And I think it is because I'm asking for that at the end, like, hey, quick favor.
And that's a great script. I hope everybody got it. And then you've got it in your TCA. Scroll to the very top real quick. I want everybody to see this. So at the top, personal brand, company brand, graphs and charts, advice. This is not price. This is advice. And then you scroll to the bottom, confirmation. So, I mean, if you're a new loan officer, this is absolutely essential to your optimizing your success, both externally, your production, and internally, your confidence. So if you know a new loan officer, please forward this interview. I think they'll be pumped. I think they'll get value from it.
Yeah.
Something, Dan Keller gave me an idea this weekend, and I'm going to test it out on you right now, because he's like, Dave, your interviews are amazing. The value you're giving is great. I think if you ask the person who you're interviewing that you're going to pick someone who comments below, they're either like, what's your favorite quote? What's a question for Amanda?
Yeah.
I get to pick a comment, and they get to have a 15 to 20 minute coaching call with you. Would you be cool if we get comments? So please, folks, ask questions, favorite quote, biggest takeaway from today's call. I love that quote, fastest way to be comfortable with your mortgage or your home starts with your mortgage. Cool. So let's do this. Let's stop sharing the screen and let's wrap up with some just video ideas.
Cool.
So and I know once people see your YouTube videos below, I'm going to have to do an interview with you on how do you create these just crazy creative videos. But we're gonna save that for a separate interview.
Okay.
What any quick video ideas? Because I know when you and I were talking the other day, I think you're doing like text videos. Any other video ideas for the mortgage coach community?
I think that, I think about what I would want, so whenever, I put myself, I'm buying a house and the realtor is saying, hey, hey, Amanda, you want to buy a home? Reach out to my lender. Here's their name. The first thing I would do is I would research the heck out of the name that the realtor gave me. So I would look at their Facebook. I would hunt them down on Instagram, and I would dig up anything that I can. And so for me, it's like, okay, well, what is educational, but what is fun and what is shareable? I think shareable content is so important because that's how you get the most views. So whenever, you've got, whether it's a friend or a proud mom or a realtor partner who's like, oh my God, check out how funny my lender is. Anything that's really how you're going to get the most views, and the most bang for your buck is to have people share it. And so if you're just kind of sitting there like, let's talk today about interest rates, no one really gives a crap, and that's not shareable content. And so I think if you can be, I forget what the percentage was, but it was like, 80% entertaining, 20% informational, or maybe it was 70% entertaining and I want it to be 80%. I don't know what it was. But I think just riding that line of I'm professional, but I'm fun, and I want to be someone that you want to be friends with and to work with. And whether that's someone buying a house or whether that's a realtor partner, I just think that, again, people are driven by connection and relationships, and life is short. And I'm not trying to be an insane producer. I still want to have a life and be able to show up for all aspects of my life outside of work. And so I really just try and poise myself to work with fantastic people, again, whether that's buyers or realtors. I want people to come to me because they believe in the message that I'm spreading and just being my authentic self, whether that's with my family or out getting drinks with friends or having a buyer consult. I mean, I'm just myself, and hopefully that leads to a lasting career.
Awesome. All right, guys, so let's wrap this up. So
cool.
Please, if you have a question or comment, post it below. I will pick the one that I like the most, and you can get a 20-minute coaching call with Amanda. So, and once you watch her videos, I know that there are some mortgage coaches out there that are going, how are you doing these videos? So I want to remind everybody, you hear that? Everybody wants connection. Put a video on your total cost analysis.
Yep.
Have a YouTube channel. Mm-hmm. Be intentional about the videos you put in Facebook. Amanda obviously has her brand and her brand of fun. Everybody's not Amanda, but you have yours. And I do believe every loan officer needs to be an advisor. Like if you want to not get taken down by big bank, you know, online lender, low price credit union, you do need to have advice that's tangible, it's obvious, and it's shareable. And the total cost analysis is just that.
For sure.
So Amanda, you have killed it. Super grateful. Looking forward to see what kind of comments we get below. Any last words of wisdom for, you know, the community before we wrap it up?
No, I mean, I think that there's so much valuable knowledge, people who have been doing it, you know, for years, like Jeremy Forcier. I think that I saw an interview with him early on and just saw how approachable he seemed. I mean, he's just like got his San Francisco cap on. So, I mean, he's so cool. And so I just believe in authenticity. Again, just like Dave said, everyone has their strengths. And I think that people show up when you are confident in your strengths and really play to those. And I'm just trying to do that and encourage everyone to do that, because that just kind of is, I don't know. I just think that has the most meaning, and we're doing really cool work with people. So
love it. And hey, thanks for being active in our Facebook group. You obviously tune into our YouTube channel.
Yep.
So please be active, and everybody out there, I hope you got a lot of value.
Cool.
If you liked this interview with Amanda, give us a like, give us a comment, and Amanda, have an awesome day.
Sweet. You too, Dave. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. See you soon.
Take care.
Bye. See you. Bye.